hard to capture, extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a convict and start killing. It's manifesting. The gods work like appliances, dealing in my sacred life.
Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another discussion for Boruto Naruto Next Generations, the manga. And for anime only fans, this is a time of the month where a lot of the content on the channel is going to be spoiler heavy. So if you don't want to be spoiled, I highly recommend clicking off this video because obviously spoilers, like duh. But with all that being said, if you're still here, I'm assuming you're okay with me talking about spoilers. So I want to go ahead and I want to have a very serious conversation with you guys about Boruto Uzumaki, the Karma Seal, and in particular how all this ties into what you have with BoruShiki. So a few months ago I made a video talking about how Tsunade would be the key to stopping the Boruto transformation into the Otsutsuki form, and now that the latest chapter has come out and you have the revelation that Boruto's new transformation is triggered by Boruto essentially running low on chakra, I'm gonna double down on that stance. I'm gonna triple down on that stance right there, and I think that the foreshadowing has been in our faces, that it's been kind of dangled right there in very subtle ways. So the very first way that you can look at it is the fact that as Naruto looks at the Karma Seal that's on Kawaki, the Karma Seal that's on Boruto, and he mentions how when Boruto uses it, he gets substantially stronger, his chakra levels shoot up, and Mitsuki and Sarada are looking, and the conversation shifts to the fact that it's very similar to the Byakugou Seal that Tsunade and Sakura both use. And before Jigen shows up, Boruto and Mitsuki were on their way to speak to Tsunade, and Orochimaru told Mitsuki that the Byakugou Seal has linkings and ties going back to the time of the Sage's Sixth Path. And so that right there kind of opens up the possibility that the Karma Seal could very well be something that the Uzumaki clan stumbled across, that was actually something that was in relation to the Otsutsuki clan. And I don't think it's crazy. I do not think it's crazy. So how exactly could this stop Boruto from transforming into BoruShiki? Well, we know that Boruto can only lose control and go into BoruShiki once his chakra levels reach a very critical point in terms of being low on chakra reserves. The Byakugou Seal, when you look at how that works, the user is taking some of their chakra and they're reappropriating it into that seal. Now that's the pinnacle of chakra control, and Boruto has been shown to be very skilled at chakra control. Now the problem I think a lot of people have when they make this stance is the fact that they forget that part. Shizune says the reason why you don't see a bunch of medical ninjas running around, all of them spamming the Byakugou Seal, number one, it's the pinnacle of chakra control, and then number two, the fact is that once you're storing all that chakra in there, doing the basic things like healing becomes next to impossible because of how much you have to store all that stuff into that seal on your head and how much concentration that requires. So let alone somebody going through and actually fighting. And this is why I kind of look at all this and I say, hold on a second. So Boruto's already been shown to be a prodigy. Boruto is a character that is able to look at something, say, okay, A, B, C, D, E comes after that. How can I skip the letters between A and E in order to get to the letter E? And so when you take that type of a mindset, Boruto, much like how Sakura was able to look at the situation and say, hold on a second, I need to be able to fight while I'm still storing this chakra. I think you could have a scenario to where just as Sakura came up with an unorthodox way to do the preparations for the Byakugou Seal while still being able to go on fights against people like Sasori and carry out day-to-day activities, heal Naruto like 9,000 different times. The fact is that Boruto could very well find those shortcuts as well. Maybe something different from what Sakura was doing, maybe even discovering the same thing that Sakura did. It's not too crazy to think. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to do exactly what Sakura did or exactly what Tsunade did in the time when she developed the jutsu herself. And when you look at the fact that Mito Uzumaki had a similar mark as well, it's very possible, since Mito was Tsunade's grandmother, that Tsunade learned the jutsu from her grandmother. And so I say that to say, whenever Boruto's in a situation where Boruto feels like he's gonna start getting low on that chakra, basically this is your break the glass in case of emergency situation, where if BoruShiki appears to be coming out, Boruto can just draw on some of that power from the Byakugou Seal in order to keep his chakra levels above that moment of where BoruShiki could come out. And the other thing that I kind of wonder on this is the fact that could the seal actually be used as a way to actually keep Boruto from progressing at a much faster rate, because he's already at that 80% marker right there. We don't necessarily know how the progression of the Karma Seal actually goes. For Boruto to get up to 80% in just over a year's worth of time since actually receiving it, it kind of makes you wonder, okay, so by that progression, Boruto should have 100% by midway through this current year, if not sooner before that. So unless it's one of those things where the actual seal slows down once you get past a certain percentage, and so it takes longer for the extraction process to complete, unless it's something like that, they have to do something to actually slow down Boruto's karma progression. And so I definitely think that this could be it right here. And I actually want to use something that my man Adil from Anime Balls Deep was talking about. So now that we know that Kawaki no longer has the Karma Seal and that you can actually use the theory that Adil was talking about, which was the fact that you could have the opposite transmission waves between the two different Karma Seals as a way to actually remove the karma, or as a way to actually cancel out the progression of the karma. And so what I think you could do here is that if you have Boruto with the Karma Seal and then you have Boruto with the Byakugou Seal, if you take those two different things and use the Byakugou Seal as a way to not only be that break the glass in case of an emergency situation, but also be that constant thing that is going to slow down the progression of the Karma Seal because of its very presence, I think that could be something right there to where maybe that actually works, because by retconning this in to say that this has ties to the Sage of Six Paths era, which by extension opens up the door for an Sasuke clan connection, I think you could make it to where this actually counteracts the Karma Seal. That could be something that actually saves Boruto's life. Now I know somebody's gonna say, Jesus Christ, he's got a BoruShiki mode, he's got the Karma Seal buff, and now he could potentially have a Byakugou Seal. Boruto's gonna be absolutely broken. He's a custom created character. I totally get it, but given where these circumstances are, this kind of feels like it's something that, should the actual story go this route, should it actually go this route, I think that with some creative twisting, you could actually make this work. I don't think you have to go through some major hurdles in order to make this go. However, I want to know from you guys, what do you guys thoughts about this? How do you feel about Boruto potentially having the Karma Seal and the Byakugou Seal, and have the Byakugou Seal as a way to not only keep Momoshiki from taking over his body, but also as a way to kind of do a reverse resonance in order to keep Boruto's Karma Seal from progressing to 100%. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.